Writing songs for my dogs, for my squad, from my heart. How we won, how we lost, how we came, how we saw through it all.
Day one, working on the van. Bought it yesterday, and now today I'm trying to take out these shelves. Give me some space in here, and also this divide, this thing here, so I don't have to open these doors. I can come to the front. Some of the bolts are just in a weird way and turning, but not like loosening at all. And some of them are like impossible to get to because of the way they're bent and everything. I got the divider down finally. It feels freeing. It's been damn near impossible to get out the bits for this, so I've been just drilling them out. One came out like that already. Another one is like half drilled out. We'll see how it goes. Finally got this one out. It's really hot still. Even all the way to the tip here is like really hot. Kind of clean out all this dirt. There's a couple rows here that were just caked on with nastiness, so I figured I'd clean those out first because it's making the water jug, the bleach water jug, whatever, really unbelievably dirty. So I figured I'll get as much of that out as possible, clean out the bin, which I'm about to do right now, and then come back and do the rest, which is, you know, bad, but not as bad. Like, this is just, bro, if you could even understand how filthy that water. So basically there was a bunch of holes from the subfloor, and exposed metal is prone to rust. So I sanded off any visible rust and covered it in this rust reformer. This plastic thing here was just up here, and it stuck into those clips. I took it all out. I cleaned underneath. This is gonna be the last part that I sand and do everything properly too, just because when I'm cleaning, everything comes out this way. The only place where rust seems like somewhat of an actual issue is right here. So like, yeah, right there. I was thinking it'd be hard to sand it out, which is why I was saying it's gonna be an issue. It is the most rusty part inside the van for sure. I think I should be able to like, I don't know, just get a sandpaper and fold it around like a credit card or something and get it up in there. So maybe that won't be as big of an issue as I thought, but that might be like the most difficult part. Everything else is relatively simple, other than just removing those bolts. Laying this out here, starting to there's a template. That's the plan. See how it goes. I got this thing that I'm on done. This one here, half done. I'm gonna probably just finish up this one, head out, and we can come back. Maybe just finish this to here and do another across there, getting it, you know. Okay, so got this first piece in. Honestly, not bad considering how I had to trace out the template. I did it pretty half-assed the way I traced it out. I didn't really have space to do it, so I kind of just did it on the in the parking lot over there. But yeah, when I was looking at it, I could tell it was more on this side than the other. Basically, I knew back here was gonna have a big gap, but I was like, okay, the walls come up to this roof, so it's pretty much all gonna be hidden under the wall. Still mostly true. This one's a little iffy now. Let's see, actually. Just get a piece of this. I don't know. It'll probably be like behind it. I'm not using this for the wall, I'm using something much thinner. So that's a slight problem. What I'm gonna do to fix it is, it's a piece of scrap. And just fill it in as much as I can. All the other little gaps are honestly pretty good. But these I'm gonna fill up with the 221 when I'm done and ready to seal it up. So making a little bit of progress. Making a little bit of mistakes, but I don't think it's a big deal. So basically, I ended up using a couple of screws because here was a little unlevel. I think it's because theirs hanging off. But these boards are already glued down to the metal of the fan. Not with very much. It shouldn't be so difficult to get them off if I need to. But they are on there. If you pull at them, they're pretty firm on there. I adhered them with some 221
I just spread it out though, so it's like small dots on the ribs, pretty spread out. And yeah, so these two are a little uneven, so I knocked my screw there, and then here. Now it's pretty flush. I stuffed in a little bit of 221 in the gap there, little tiny gap. Don't think it was necessary, but I figured it couldn't hurt. And then I got to sealing the perimeter with 221. So I don't know what's going on, but it seems like this tape is not helping. I guess this paint here isn't super important. It should be under the sealant and everything. And I'm gonna recoat the edge anyway, but still, why is it doing this? The tape's been on for a few days before I made the cut, maybe that's why. Maybe it's not meant to stay on for so long. So the cut seems decent. The corners probably need to be filed quite a bit. Yeah, most likely. Got the fan in. So I never tested turning it on yet. The cables aren't very long. I was gonna temporarily attach them to the battery, just for a little bit to test it out. But then I wasn't thinking to put these on. So unless I want to take these off, I need to connect the other two of these. So this is like the female side, and the male side. Then to connect the other two to the extension wires, so I can then connect to the battery. So tomorrow I'll go get that and do that. But for today, I got it in. Still have to figure out what we're gonna do about these screws. I'm thinking to put a little bit of sealant on them on the inside, and then cut them, or cut them first, and put a little sealant. So it's on right now on exhaust. I just hooked it up pretty randomly just so it's working for now. Just connected it to the battery and with a little fuse. But yeah, it's working good. Got the remote. Working good. So working on this now. Putting in the first layer of 1/2 inch. So the first layer goes between these little things here, this part of the ribs, and the next layer goes here. So how can I show it? So this goes like this. This goes on top. And locks those areas. And should come closer to being flush with here. Honestly, a lot of these ones it looks like I could put a third, but I'm not sure if I'm going to. Probably not. Probably it'll be like that. And then of course we fill this and put a panel covering it. Where we may put a third is on the roof, since that's going to be where most heat escapes in the winter and where most heat comes in, other than the glass. We got this big bit to drill out the hole for, where's the plate? Here it is. For this plate for the diesel heater. So the diesel heater will go on top, the exhaust and the intake will go in there, and this whole thing would go there. And it would be sealed, and it would just be like a safe way of installing it. I wouldn't be sealing it for now. I wouldn't be like, installing it permanently. It would be more of a temporary install. Now I am basically just test running the diesel heater. I'm gonna have to take it out and set it up back properly. I'm gonna get new fuel line, and I'm gonna get new clamps, stuff like that. But right now I'm basically just extending the wire, and then I'm trying to run the wires the best that I can. They're connected to there, the diesel heater, and then they're going up behind these furring strips. So there's a space between the first inch of insulation and the furring strip level. So that's where I'm gonna keep the wires. And I'm gonna have another 1/2 inch piece of it. So this is a little bit thicker than 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna have another piece of insulation basically on the other side of the wires. So the wire is gonna be a sandwich between insulation. So it's gonna be 1/2 inch here, and on top of that is gonna be the wall. So I'm running the wire up, and then through this hole into this cavity. Then I'm planning to run it, this is where I am right now. I'm planning to run it all the way down. I don't know if it connects at the corners, but if it does, we'll connect it. If not, we can come out and go back in. These wires here are basically the same, going to the same place. where my battery is, where I'm taking these wires, but I don't like these on the outside. If I could do it easily, I would want to get these inside here too. It would make it much easier to build things in a way I would want to. Now I have to kind of work around this, unless I'm gonna go through the hassle of actually putting those all through there. I'm not sure how even realistic that would be, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'll update you.